Welcome to Zero to Start, a podcast about XR development that brings you inspiring conversations with creators, developers, and industry leaders. I'm your host, SICILIANA. We're excited to bring you our 42nd episode featuring voice memos from the AWE Expo Hall. We catch up with our friends at Cognitive 3D, VRChat, FS Studio, Convey, the Virtual World Museum, and author Caitlin Krause, founder at Mindwise. We also hear from Accurate and their new partnership with AEP Labs, and Augie-nominated Sneaker. Start planning your AWE 2026 with early bird pricing available now. Zero to Start is now on YouTube. Subscribe to us there and on your favorite podcast platform. We're really looking forward to reaching our 50th episode featuring our special mystery guest. Let's get started. I have to admit that I took AWE for granted when it was much closer to me in Santa Clara. But with the move to Long Beach, AWE spread its wings to the beautiful Southern California harbor and continues to open portals to new ideas, new technologies, and a new mindset grounded in years of innovation, determination, and community. It was pretty surreal given the headlines, and obviously the current timeline feels off the rails. But I still had the best time, and I loved the energy and enthusiasm of the event. Here's a little bit of what I wrote in the shoes of AWE on LinkedIn. Wherever you are on your XR journey, AWE is welcoming and inspiring. It's a genuine invitation to step into new possibilities, strengthen connections, and create new ones. Being present at the intersection of thousands of talented souls taking XR mainstream is what delivered on AWE's promise to feel spatial. Feeling spatial is about being with the people behind the tech who are bridging the gap between realities to reach new heights, balancing when to run, when to rest, and when to be bold from head to toe. Congratulations to Ori Inbar, Sonia Haskins, and the whole AWE team for another outstanding conference. Thanks for bringing us all together in Long Beach. I also want to thank the Spectacles team for the last-minute dinner RSVP on Tuesday night and the Savvy gift bag.
My name is Calder Archinuk. I'm head of product at Cognitive 3D. I think the last time we spoke, I was the SDK developer for Unity on Unreal. What we do is analytics for virtual, augmented, and mixed reality. We've had a lot of success with training and simulation and understanding the user behavior that leads to successful completions of training simulation. We also do consumer apps, and we're really excited about the announcements of Android XR and Web XR, opening up a lot of different solutions and opportunities to businesses of all sizes as they grow and scale their projects. I think it's another way to get into understanding what people are doing in these augmented spaces. So it's not a matter of putting on a confining headset and running through an entirely virtual environment, but going through a place that you're comfortable with, a place that you know, like the workplace, and seeing it in a new light. So to open up those sorts of opportunities, I think is going to be really important the next year or two. User segmentation is new. We've updated some of our objective systems so you can track across multiple scenes. We've got a flashy new 3D viewer. We've been looking pretty heavily into how we can use AI in smart, specific ways to make it easier to use our existing tools that are backed up by big data. Spend time learning. It's a big industry and there's a lot of opportunities. And it's coming to shows like these, like AWE, to understand what opportunities exist, what solutions exist, and what problems still haven't even been addressed. So there's lots of options here, and it's about finding a niche, finding a part of the ecosystem that really fits and drives a good business case, something that you can expand and grow.
Casey Wilms. I'm VP of Product and Production at VRChat. Conference has been great. It's like an opportunity to connect with VRChat users. We're here with Sawhorse, who's an incredible interactive agency. They do sort of marketing activations for a bunch of incredible brands. We wanted to come here together because we're launching Avatar Marketplace, which is a place where creators can sort of create avatars and sell them and earn a living for doing this incredible creative work that they do. Sawhorse, saw that we were launching it through mutual connections. We sort of chatted about it. They got excited and they wanted to start building for the marketplace. So we decided to come here together. And so for us, it's like, two things. We wanted to meet with users, which is always a lot of fun, but also meet with creators and get them excited for the Avatar Marketplace launch. The advice I would give is maybe the advice I'd give any artist, which is first, understand your own perspective and have a unique perspective. And then develop your craft. At the end of the day, a great avatar is a work of art and a work of craft, and those two things come together and equal something incredible. And I would say, there's a wealth of online information that you can use to get started. I found it super helpful, but our community is second to none when it comes to supporting each other and helping people get started. And you can find all sorts of videos about how to use Unity, how to use Blender, how to create avatars. And I would say all that can help with the craft side of it, and then just having a strong perspective about what you want to build and what you can sort of create that's unique and additive to the community is always a good thing to have.
What's the magic with VRChat and its avatars?
Yeah, we think a lot about radical expression, and that just basically means being able to be whatever you want and present yourself however you want in a world. And that's really unique to VRChat, and I would say our creative community has run with that. So there are literally tens of millions of avatars that people use on our service. It's an incredibly vibrant community, and I think that ability to just, be whatever you want to be, whoever you want to be is powerful and something our community loves and cherishes, and we do too.
Fantastic. Yeah. How did you get into this space? What made you go all in?
I spent 9 years at Netflix, had a really great time there, learned an awful lot. The last couple of years I was partnering with the emerging sort of gaming team over there, and I love games. And I'd had my eye on VRChat for quite a while, and VRChat reached out to me. I hadn't gone too deeply into it, but I picked it up, and once I used it, I found a community that I clicked with, and it just struck me how fun it was. Not fun's maybe the wrong word. It just was I felt connected to that community in a really deep way, in a way that I do in the real world, and I think that's kind of rare and special. And then, I met with a few people on the team, and I thought they were all incredible. It's very rare to work at a place where 90% of the employees, when they're done working, are going and playing the thing that they work on. And I found that just incredibly endearing. And then, the opportunity is pretty astounding when you look at it. I mean, we're at the very beginning of what sort of immersive social experiences can be. And just thought all those things came together, thought it would be a blast. So I took a shot at it. Early in my career, I was in sort of film and TV, working as production assistant, stuff like that. And I think the thing that stuck with me is just how large groups of people can sort of work together with a shared sense of purpose and do incredible stuff. And what I realized throughout my career is if you can set up an environment where the people around you can do the best work they've ever done before, that also enables you to do the best stuff you've ever done before. And that seems to solve almost every problem. It's just, find great people, be with them, and create an environment where they can do great stuff, and you'll do great stuff too.
This is the business development lead at Convey. So Convey is a platform for creators and developers for creating 3D AI characters in virtual worlds. The characters are conversational and they are aware of the 3D space. So you can use it for gaming, brand marketing, learning, training, different use cases. Think of it like creating virtual simulations through 3D AI characters. and fitting it for your particular use case. So right now we are mostly seeing with learning training use cases mostly, which is like sales training, HR training, and medical use cases as well. And then 3D onboarding, tour guides, like situations. That is the majority of that option at this point. We do have a self-serve tier where you can just get started for free, and then there's different tiers of subscription based on your usage and the features that you require. We also provide an enterprise license where we provide complete data security and support, enterprise support to bring your characters to life with custom solutions and custom environments, custom characters. Our founder and CEO, Purnendu, he was very intrigued about the human mind, how it works. That was his initial inspiration. He had been working in NVIDIA on conversational AI applications. That's what's inspired him mostly to get started. And he saw that there's a huge gap between what could be solved in today's gaming or learning training scenarios and use cases, and that wasn't being fulfilled. And the gap is bridging very quickly with evolution of generative AI models like ChatGPT and voice models and animation models and all of those. The website is convey.com. Convey as in CONVAI, that is conversational AI, but we call it convey as in to convey your emotions or thoughts. And super excited to be here.
Bobby Carlton is my name. I am here at AWE for FS Studio. We do a lot of work in synthetic data, digital twinning, robotic simulation, but we also do a lot of XR work. And for me, what I'm really most stoked about, if I'm going to be specific on the XR side, is really looking at some of the new technologies coming out from XReal, looking at to see how they're changing sort of the idea of wearable devices, which is then, of course, seeing what Meta is doing and how they're going to really, what they talked about today is going to be really leveraged into wearables. So very excited about that. I am old school. I am still very much a Beat Saber person and walkabout mini golf. It's funny, I'm not a big gamer, but I'm very loyal to those games. And I also will, to this day, you will find me in Vader Immortal 2 in the Jedi Dojo. Like, playing that constantly over and over. I don't even care about the storyline. I just want to play the dojo. Lean on the resources available. Meta, again, talked about, there's a lot of GitHubs out there. There's a lot of really great tools, a lot of things that you can access, and at the same time take those and then just think beyond what you're looking at. It's funny, we talk about XR technology and how we're using these tools to look at digital content. I would tell new developers, think beyond that. Just, think about what's the impact. And if it's in the gaming side, always think about what's the impact. Just don't think about the game. Just don't think of, think about, what does it mean for people? Because that's what really, for me, digital solutions are. It's about really connecting people with solutions, connecting people with other people, connecting them, giving them a much more personalized experience. You'll always find me on LinkedIn and always active there. I'm on Instagram, but Instagram is more stupid stuff.
Hi, this is Jesper Stenmark, CEO and co-founder of Accurate. We just announced a really exciting partnership at AWE. Accurate is teaming up with Alki Labs to bring real-time AI-powered retail optimization into spatial computing environments. Together, we're enabling store teams to collaborate using shared spatial intelligence and AI-driven insights, reshaping how physical retail operates. Why am I passionate about this? I've spent years with retailers, from HQ to store level, and I know how frustrating legacy systems can be. At Accurate, we're obsessed with building tools that empower store staff, not overwhelm them. You can learn more at www.accuratesolutions.com or connect with me on LinkedIn, Jesper Stenmark. Bonus, I loved Alki Labs' booth, super impressive tech and awesome energy. And of course, shout out to Terry the robot intern, hands down the crowd favorite and maybe the most hardworking employee at the whole conference. Also, for fun, I'm into walkabout mini golf and pistol whip in VR, and I left AWE inspired by the demos combining spatial computing and real-time AI, futures getting real. Thanks again for having me. Excited to continue the conversation in a full interview soon.
It's Ian Harrison here, head innovation dude at a company called SneakR. We are an augmented reality experience platform at the intersection of custom footwear and brand engagement. So we take our UPO, which is the walking billboard effect, by taking brand artifacts, brand kits, landing any brand out there in the world onto footwear, and then bringing their brand into the world so that you can meet your end algorithm, the people you're building for, where they are in the world. And then beyond that, we extend those experiences using our tech stack. So we have a layered image map proprietary system that allows you to kind of bypass QR codes altogether and bring people into your branded world, whether it's through web URL, Unity GL, or through a paywalled experience in our app. So we like to think of ourselves as sort of a XR ad platform, but it's more than that. We use gamification, Web3 to seamlessly onboard people into the future. Experiential internet, I think, is undeniably where we're headed. Immersion is a get right or get left situation for all brands, in our opinion. So disruption is king for us. We've got some really great things in the hopper. We're landing some really good NIL space deals. AWE this year was next level. Saw some amazing augmented reality music games. As a drummer and a musician, those things are near and dear to my heart. I think, almost taking an Augie home was standout. Having some opportunity to speak on stage about the impact of games and the consumer experience was next level. We can't wait to come back out next year, augment more expectations, and just really get after it. We definitely felt Spatial, and that's just how it goes. Again, Ian Harrison, the company is SneakR. You can find us at SneakR Shoe Co. at all socials, sneakr.io. Come squat up with us. Come join the culture crew. Get your culture coins. Get in the action. Stay SneakR.
For me, it was after a busy day. I had presented, I had led all these exciting sessions, and my body felt like it just needed to dance, express, but be around people that have values and vision. So XR Guild is a group I love, and I arrived and Celeste was playing, and it was really wonderful house music, and then it kind of turned into Julian's playing.
Yes.
And so you describe it.
My DJ name is Many Names, no space, one word, Many Names. And there's a whole story about that, but you can find me on Spotify, Beatport, and so forth. And I programmed the music for the XR Guild Ethical Mixer. LA SIGGRAPH were sponsors, also DOVR, and Aviv Arsiv gave a real good talk about, our principles, our mentorship program, and the library that we just finished with XR Guild.
Zero to Start came in as a last-minute bronze sponsor for the last night's event. And so tell me, Julian, you've had an exciting year. What's up with you, and how are you enjoying the conference?
I'm enjoying the conference very much. Thank you for asking. And because the show is called Zero to Start, I'll give you a quick 1-minute rundown of the Zero, how the Virtual Worlds Museum started. And it was actually 3 years ago, I did a talk here in AWE about mapping immersive worlds. It never made sense to me that my predecessors would always map virtual worlds in a list, and that list became stale. Some worlds died off, some worlds became blockchain. So I've created a 6 categorization methodology for organizing virtual world platforms, which are also interactive exhibits in different platforms such as Arrival Space, Horizon Worlds. We're looking at RP1 right now, and VRChat, and our Roblox build is immense. And basically what we're doing is we're mapping all of the virtual worlds and creating the Google of the metaverse. So you can actually find the differences between all of the different virtual worlds, which is a resource that doesn't exist until now.
Does it keep developing as more virtual worlds evolve and expand?
Yes, we are preparing for the AI prompted worlds of the future, because the game engines are going to become antiquated, and you will be able to speak worlds into existence.
Okay. Thanks. I love this. I love hearing more and learning more, because I want to be involved in that dynamism. I feel like yesterday on stage they were saying the ultimate is co-presence, and I keep thinking, how do we get that idea of presence and real attention? Because my whole thing is about our attention meeting our intention, and when we can be together, I feel like the greatest asset we have is our time and our attention. So Yeah, ergo.
Yes, and with that time,
Yeah.
what do you do with that time is you build community, you speak about making the world better, making our own wellness better, you know, protecting kids that come into these worlds, because the future of the internet will be 3D, and we're preparing for that, and the URL is virtualworlds.museum.
And then we have great integration, and we use AI in the right way without losing our ethics. So I guess we're back to why I stopped at the XR Guild, because I'm all about wellness and wonder and not treating it like we're broken, but treating it with imagination. And I'm Caitlin Krause, founder of MindWise Interactive, doing a lot of spatial integration. Thank you.
Tell us about your event yesterday, though, because I really needed that too. That was a continuation, it sounds like, from your somatic walk and meditation, really, just like a group active meditation.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
You know, it's the second year in a row that I've been doing this, and it came about really organically because I was thinking, well, I've been working for 2 decades in the industry and really thinking about well-being and the capacity for wonder, and our bodies are spatial. We are 3D creatures. So instead of talking on a stage, they asked me, will you lead an experience based on everything you talk about? So I planned it like a progressive where we had 5 stops on the way. You were part of it. And the whole goal was to get people thinking about their inside-out connection and how we can layer with intention as people are designers, as they're creators, also as they're leaders making decisions about XR, how they see that we can't lose our physicality and our physical connection. So I started with a grounding practice and went into different frameworks that are all part of the book Digital Wellbeing that just came out. So it's all this kind of connected node network of ideas. But yesterday the real focus was on community, and as you experienced it, love. We don't talk about love sometimes with business, and I've been thinking recently about the dire need we have right now to find meaning in what we're doing and find enoughism in ourselves. So I just wanted each person to feel like they're not alone. They have that collective resilience in a group. How can I facilitate that? I need to create some trust and some play. So we got really playful, and right now I'm building a spatial wellness garden that's in XR that associates with, you know, a sample was what we did in practice yesterday. So the MindWise Spatial Wellness Garden is something that I've been building that has a lot of integrated movement practices, everything that I lead, so that people can do that on their own at any time. And then separately, I'm also doing a project with Flow Immersive where we take wearables and the wearables data and have an interactive mindfulness wellness experience where people can see their data and interact with it in a different way.
Any final thoughts, Julian, Caitlin?
Well, I think the main thing I want to say is gratitude to AWE for hosting such an amazing event and inviting such great speakers and making sure we have such a great place to kind of come together and bring all of our expertise to make the XR community kind of shine and become a beacon of light for these big companies that are not able to do the things that we could do in smaller circles and communities. So I believe it, a guiding light. So thank you to them.
And my final thoughts are that I think there's a poem that says, sometimes the best lack all conviction while the worst are full of passionate intensity. So I feel like sometimes people that have great ideas hesitate until they feel like they reach perfection, and people that are kind of going out there and creating messes are very loud about it. And again, I've been practicing the middle way, which is about not seeing the polar extremes but finding the balance. I want to encourage everyone, including myself, to just put it out there, get messy, get playful, be that force for good. We all need it, and find ways for collaboration over competition. That's what I'm working on, even with AI standards. How can we be more collaborative and, you know, still keep our own intention on best practices, but not see things as extractive. We need communities of care. So that's why it's really good to be at AWE.
I hope this episode inspires you to start planning for your trip to AWE 2026. Early bird pricing is available now, and the call for speakers is open. For more details, see our links in the show notes. Before we close out, I want to give a quick shout out to Jenna Villa, founder of MetaGal, a sales consultation agency that helps XR companies turn big ideas into real-world impact. Jenna also works with wellness partners who are on the hunt for XR games they can license and reskin. Think offline versions of games, but for Alzheimer's patients. So she's building bridges between content creators and buyers, helping both sides scale in smart ways. Connect with Jenna through our link in the show notes. Thanks for listening. You can support the podcast by subscribing to us on YouTube and on your favorite podcast platform. Connect with us on LinkedIn and share this episode with your community. Until next time, happy installing.